So, where do I even start? Okay, so last stream, I don't know if you guys were here or not, was just dealing with stuff. I was like, maybe you guys noticed, you guys didn't notice, but I was like, just kind of struggling a little bit, you know? No, I'm not breaking up with you guys. I'm not. I'm just telling you guys about stuff. And I've just been like going through stuff, you know, in like my personal life. I've just been like struggling a little bit. I guess like emotionally or like mentally or whatever. So I came from Canada because like I came to Texas because I was very isolated in Canada. I lived in Canada all pretty much by myself, and Saskatchewan, just very small province, it's very cold. And for 12 years that I lived in Saskatchewan, I streamed for 9 of those years. And I was very, very, very isolated during that time. And I just streamed, you know? And so when I came to Austin last year, I realized how isolated I had been and how important it was for me to like surround myself with people and friends, and you know, and I had been completely pretty much by myself except for like 3 people that I knew in the city that I, you know, interacted with very rarely. And so I came last year, and my purpose, my only purpose to being in Austin was to be close to friends. It was really the only thing that I was looking for. I know that it might look like, oh my god, she was like in so many events and hanging out with so many big streamers. But you guys don't know about like all the other smaller creators that I hang out with, all the other behind the scenes people that I hang out with, that I made friendships with, that I spent time with too. So I decided to move here because, you know, I had such a yearning, whatever the fuck, however you fucking pronounce that word. I never said that word. I've read it a lot, but I think it's yearning for friendships. And the last few months have been really fucking tough because I have found myself feeling more isolated than I felt when I was in Canada. And that is partly because of many things, many reasons. You know, like there's a lot that has happened. It's partly me, it's partly other people. It's partly me not feeling accepted and included, and me also worried about, you know, who I can trust and who I can't trust. And last stream was just kind of like the culmination of all of that, I guess, for me. And me realizing that this is all probably happening for a reason, and I I'm supposed to learn something from this. And so I'm trying to like gather all the experiences and everything that I've gone through and trying to make the most out of it. And I'm learning within myself a lot of like independence and freedom and you know, and like realizing that I don't really like need anybody else other than myself. And so if I seemed like sad or upset or something, you might have not noticed it, but I was like really struggling last stream. I don't know why I'm crying. I wasn't supposed to cry. But yeah, so I'm kind of like trying to figure out, you know, like things, I guess. But yeah, I'm just trying to like process all the emotions, you know, and everything, and trying to figure out how I feel and how I want to do this. And I gotta tell you guys, like, streamer relationships are extremely complicated and like hard to maneuver. And it's something that in the 10 years of streaming, I didn't really have to deal with because I was just kind of like by myself in Saskatchewan. I didn't have to like deal with that. And I think I'm gonna try and like focus more right now on like off camera friendships. Probably besides like Seer and Miss and Emmy that I probably gonna still hang out with. So like if you guys don't see me at certain places or at certain events, I please ask you, don't ask in my chat where I'm not at X or Y or Z party or event or thing. It makes everything harder for me, and I find it a little bit unnecessary. And I do want to keep like my relationships with streamers like completely off camera because I feel like it just makes things easier. I think like for me, Miz is probably the only person that I can like feel like I can completely and absolutely be myself, that I'm not having to be worried like, oh, what am I gonna say that's gonna hurt their ego, or what I'm gonna say that is gonna like upset them, or what I'm gonna say that is gonna make them like unhappy with me. So it's just I've just had a lot of anxiety lately about like drama and problems with people, and like that doesn't happen to me with people that are not streamers. And I don't know what it is about like streamer relationships that makes them so fucking complicated. Because like that doesn't happen with my friends IRL. With my friends IRL, I feel like I can be myself and I'm not gonna be judged, and nothing is gonna come back to haunt me. Nothing is gonna be said behind my back. Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm really struggling with these fucking relationships, and it's just like, it's a little bit too much for me right now. So I'm trying to keep myself like to myself and to my IRL friends, and probably just Miz, because he really literally does not give a fuck. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of what I want to say. It's pretty much the drama. You'll get them everywhere. No, I've have a pretty drama free like friendships actually. I've had very drama free friendships with my real life friends. I'm not gonna tell you guys like there are disagreements, but they get fixed. If there's two people in a friend group that have a problem, they deal with it together. But it really it's very different. It's very different, and it's just too much for me, and I feel like I'm at a point in my life where like I just don't want to have to deal with it. So yeah.